Hello, my name is Isabella, and I'm the director of the Opera Night series. March 2021 marks 1 year of virtual concerts, and for this month we present three ladies: Darlene Bennett, soprano; Emily Lai, pianist; and Linda Dickman, poet. Please enjoy.
Ich stand in dunklen Träumen und starrte ihr Bildnis an, und das geliebte Antlitz heimlich zu leben begann. Ihre Lippen zog sich eine Lächeln wunderbar, und wie von Venus Tränen erglänzte ihr Augenpaar. Auch meinen Tränen flossen mir von den Wangen herab, und ach, ich kann's nicht glauben, dass ich dich verloren hab. Der Mond kommt still gegangen mit seinem goldenen Schein. Da schläft in hohem Prangen die müde Erde ein. Und auf den Lüften schwanken aus manchem treuen Sinn viel tausend Liebesgedanken über die Schäfer hin. Und drunten im Tal, da funkeln die Fenster von Liebchens Haus. Ich aber blicke im Dunkeln still in die Welt hinaus. Die stille Lotusblume steigt aus dem blauen See. Die Blätter flimmen und blitzen, der Kelch ist weiß wie Schnee. Da gießt der Mond vom Himmel all seinen Sonnenschein, gießt alle seine Strahlen in ihren Schoß hinein. Im Wasser die Blume kreiselt ein weißer Schwamm. Singt so süß, so leise und schaut die Blume an. Singt so süß, so leise und will im Singen vergehen. O Blume, weiße Blume, kannst du das Lied verstehen? O Blume, weiße Blume, kannst du das Lied verstehen? I send my heart up to thee, all my heart in this my singing, for the stars help me and the sea birds part. I send my heart up to thee, all my heart in this my singing, for the stars help me and the sea I sing my heart up to thee, oh my heart, in this my singing. The sun's away and the birds are estranged. The wind has dropped and the sky is deranged. Summer has stopped. Surprise, shall I find aught new in the old and dear, in the good and true, with the changing year? Look in my eyes.
And welcome to Opera Night. My name is Linda Trott Dickman, and I was introduced to opera by Bugs Bunny and the Girl Scouts of America, and as a chaperone for opera trips that we used to take with the 5th grade in Northport, East Northport School District. My father used to make up words to the March of the Toreadors and made opera oh so much fun. I'm the author of 3 chapbooks of poetry, and I've been published in anthologies, online, and in international journals. I thought it only fitting that since this is opera night and we have a poetry component, that I should marry the two. And so I'm going to pay tribute to Walt Whitman's favorite opera singer, Marietta Alboni, and to the good gray poet himself. This is called Star of the Sea, for Emily Rachel. At the heart of Italy, in the city of castles, a warm song was born, embodied in Marietta Alboni, her very name meaning Star of the Sea. Rossini favored her, trained her, toured this rare voice among women, the deepest known. Whitman, in love with Italian opera, fell deeply into the inviting waters of her voice. Vibrato, venerable queen among contraltos. The depths reached his very essence. The heights wreathed him in light. Her swirling notes, spanning the length of a single word, lifted him, giving nascence to a song of his own. And this is called Miracles, after Walt Whitman. Why, I know who makes such a miracle. I know of nothing else but miracles, whether I walk Paumanok's shoreline, or light my sight over its steeples at break of day, or walk on cushions of fresh pine needles, or blow a filmy dandelion head heavenward, or turn to my love and slip my hand under his in the night, or watch tantalizing wasps pick up at the turkey in front of me, bring a friend with each trip, or see the mating dance of the horseshoe crab. Whether I talk to people on the ferry to Ellis Island, imagine our ancestors doing the same, or watch the possum make his way across the spring grass following that long white snout, or catch the morning sun making emeralds out of the blades of grass, or find Orion wishing me a happy birthday from his stance in the heavens, or the moon crowding all else from the sky one moment, escaping behind the trees the next, or feel the balminess of the late afternoon sun in my face, imagine the breath of God, its warmth. All are miracles, these and so many more, each having their own voice and position. Each honeycombed piece of this universe is a miracle to be tasted. Each hived cone is spread with the same. Every internal space throngs with the same. For me, the sound of the ocean is an ever-flowing miracle. The barnacles, the whales, the sails that propel humanity, the wind singing through them all. What more curious miracles are there? Thank you, and good night.
Welcome. I'm here today with Darlene Bennett, soprano, and she's going to be singing for this month's opera night. And how are you today, Darlene?
I'm great, Isabella. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again. When was the last time you sang for opera night?
Oh my goodness, it seems like so long ago.
I think you did one virtual concert.
I did. Yes, I gave a video, I think late summer.
That sounds right.
No, it must have been the fall because I had gone into Opera America Studios to make a video recording for audition purposes for the fall, since nothing is, live these days. And I shared one of those videos with you. I believe it was the La Boheme recording.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a year now. We've been doing these virtual concerts.
Yeah.
This marks a year. So
yep.
We'll see. Hopefully we'll come back to normal. But in the meantime, this is a little different now, the virtual concerts, and certainly now with the little interviews that we're doing. And it really is nice to get a chance to, learn a little bit about our singers. So, Darlene, you're out on the island. That's right, out east?
Yes, I'm in Centereach, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of in the center
Mm-hmm.
in Suffolk County. Um, it's beautiful out here and
And you
close to the
teach,
beaches.
don't you? Do you teach?
I
Okay.
do. I have piano students and voice
Mm-hmm.
students, and I love them both equally. I started out as a musician, as a pianist when I was 5 years old. I learned
Mm-hmm.
the alphabet so that I could learn the notes on the piano.
Okay.
So it's literally in my bones. And I started singing. Well, I started singing as a child in school with choirs and, community things. But as a soloist, I would say I really started doing solos in middle school. And then when I was about 13, I fell in love with singing. Just, wanted to be on Broadway at that time and, did a lot of musicals and stuff in the area. And then I had the opportunity to go to Interlochen Arts Academy in Northern Michigan.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And I auditioned as a singer, for my major, but it's kind of set up like you can have a major and a minor. So I was a voice major and a piano minor,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a tremendous musical experience there all the way around. And very early on in my time there, I went to the music library, and I had heard opera here and there, a little on TV or on the radio, but I knew my mom liked opera, but it wasn't something in our lives, I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that familiar. So I went to the music librarian and I said, I want to listen to an opera. Give me your favorite one. And he gave me Rigoletto by
Oh.
Verdi with Joan Sutherland and Luciano Pavarotti and Cheryl Milnes. And I will never forget the day that I put that LP on the turntable and listened to this music, and I literally cried. I had never heard anything so beautiful in my life. And it was in that moment that I decided I wanted to be an opera singer.
So touching. Now, you worked with some voice teachers. Tell me a little bit about your teachers.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at Interlochen for a couple of years, and I went to University of Michigan
Mm-hmm.
and did my degrees there, bachelor's and master's. And I studied with Martha Scheel,
Mm-hmm.
who is a dramatic soprano, but she taught me a great deal and helped me get my start in my career. I did the Met competition a couple of times, and the second time, Gail Robinson was the judge from the Met at the time. She called me up. I didn't win the regional, but
Mm-hmm.
she called me up and said, we would like you to audition for James Levine. And
Mm-hmm.
I was still in school. I was in my first year of master's degree. And I was like, wow, well. So I went to New York and I sang in List Hall, and they loved it. And they had me go up to the main stage, and I auditioned for Maestro Levine.
Oh,
And
nice. Do you remember what you sang?
well, I remember singing one of Constanza's arias.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Ach ich liebte. And I probably did Gilda, the Caro Nome. That was,
Mm-hmm.
in my repertoire list then. So I was offered a contract to the next season to cover roles. in the main stage. And they said they wanted to bring me to New York and pay for my voice lessons and give me coachings, kind of like a mini young artist program, but it wasn't the official program. And so that's what I did. So I finished my master's degree in the summer half term in Michigan, and I moved to New York, and I did that. So when I came to New York, I studied with, first of all, Rita Patanay, who was Aprile Millo's mother and teacher. And so I was with her for 4 years. And then at that point, I was at the Juilliard Opera Center and doing the Young Artist program there. And I switched over to Patricia McCaffrey. And she has remained my teacher all these many years. And her technique was perfect for me. So it really helped me improve, and it came to me naturally, you know, the concepts that she was teaching.
Okay, you learned a lot of repertoire with her, different roles.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I learned all the roles that I really sang, you know, have sung professionally with her. So I did the Queen of the Night over 32
Oh my God.
times. Which was never expected. You know, when I was in college, I was singing the Countess in Figaro. I sang Donna Anna. I was a little heavier, but when I came to New York, all they could hear were my high notes. They loved my high notes. And I went to an audition for Wolf Trap opera, and I sang Constanza, which goes to a high D, right? But they were doing the Magic Flute, and I wanted Pamina, and I sang Pamina too. But they said, "Do you have Queen of the Night?" And I'm like, "Oh God!"
Wow.
You know? So I sang it for them, and that was it. You know, they hired me. I was terrified though to do it. I did the Maurice Sendak production, which I don't know if you've ever seen it. My dress was the skirt was 6 feet wide, the hoops, and in O Zittr nicht, when you at the beginning you begin at the top of a mountain,
right,
and you have to walk down in the fog with the dress.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we, you know, I did Queen, I did Gilda at Chautauqua Opera for Rigoletto, which was my dream role, and I loved it. I did the Countess. You know, I did a lot of Mozart, different Mozart roles, but mostly the Queen of the Night. And then, you know, as you may recall, I took a long break from singing. I, you know, raised a family, and I have a child with special needs, and he happens to love opera. He loves music. Yeah.
Does he sing as well?
He does. He does. He has a beautiful voice. And as they got older, I wanted to come back. And when I moved to Long Island, Opera Night was the first thing that I found.
Oh, that's great.
You know, I heard about it through Suzanne and Mike Costa.
Oh, sure. Of course. You know, Michael and I go back. You know, our mothers were best friends, and we knew each other from the 60s. Really great guy. Oh, that's so funny.
I bought my piano from them. And I said, "Hey, I'm new to the area, you know," and they said, "Oh, you have to look up Opera Night, Isabella." So I looked you up, and I, you know, sang for Danielle, and you know, then it began. So really, you know, my performances with Opera Night were a you know, a comeback for me.
Absolutely. Now, how different do you feel your voice is? Because I've been told that after having children,
Mhm.
um, in many cases, the voice enhances. Did
Yeah,
you find that?
uh, not dramatically.
Okay.
No, no. Yeah, it did fill out, and I feel like my low range is much stronger than it was when I was
Mhm,
younger or before I had children.
mhm.
And that has enabled me to do more repertoire than, when I came to New York and they just wanted to hear Queen of the Night. So, now I'm singing more lyric soprano roles like Mimi, and things of that nature, and I just love it.
Oh, sure. And now, especially, with the pandemic and how, certainly life has changed. Well, certainly we don't stop learning music. And I think in many ways, I think I'm exploring more and delving more into the music repertoire.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to kind of reflect or just kind of stand back a
Hmm.
bit.
Yeah, I think there have been some unexpected gifts
Mm-hmm.
from the pandemic. And, we have had more time at home, a lot more time, and maybe extra free time than, we had before. So, it gives an opportunity, like you said, to reflect or
Mm-hmm.
to maybe pick up some of the projects that, one might have been hoping to do someday, but never really, took the time or had the chance.
Right.
So,
So now tell me about what's on the program for this month's opera night. You
yes,
mentioned some female composers, is that right?
yes, that's right. So, this is one of the things that came up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to do it for a long time, but during this past year, I had an opportunity to really reflect and put together a program. So, for this opera night, I'm going to offer 6 songs, three by uh, two composers each.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both women. I really wanted to present a full recital of female composers in the month of March.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to happen this year, but hopefully next year this will be,
Okay.
half of the recital.
Why not?
Yeah. Um, so the two composers that I chose to present for this time around are Amy
Mm-hmm.
Beach,
Mm-hmm.
who's an American composer, and the three Browning songs are just so beautiful and happy and perfect for the
Mm-hmm.
spring, springtime theme. And also a female composer, Florence Price, who was an African American composer
Mm-hmm.
and one of the first to be successful in this country as a symphonic composer, as
Mm-hmm.
a Black woman, and to have her composition performed in 1933. So she was a prodigy, an amazing musician, and composer. So I have a few songs from her that I had considered to present. I also have Clara Schumann.
Oh, how nice.
Yes, and her beautiful songs that are very much with themes of nature. And I love them. They're so beautiful. I'm going to do 3 of those
Wonderful.
songs.
Oh, how
Yeah, in
nice.
German. So I'm very pleased to be able to put forward, a few of those songs
Oh,
and
I
goals.
can't wait. And tell me, you have an accompanist? Do you have a piano accompanist for?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yes. I'm very fortunate because Emily Lay lives near me. She's a wonderful pianist, and we discovered that we both went to University of Michigan,
Mhm.
and at much different times, but she's a fantastic musician. So we have done recordings and competitions together, and we are looking for the opportunity to do more recitals like
Mhm.
this type, song literature. So she is wonderful, and you'll all enjoy her playing.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. She's played for Opera Night a number of times
good,
years
good.
ago.
Yes.
So she
Okay.
is great. It'll be great to see her again. And oh, good. So we certainly look forward to hearing your
Thank you.
selections. And
Yes.
um, sounds great.
Thank you so much, Isabella. I love Opera Night. It's been had such a special place in my heart. I've sung a lot of repertoire over the last few years.